If you've watched any of my previous videos, you'll know that I'm a huge fan of vampires, Soulblight gravelords in particular. In this video, I want to take a little bit of a break from painting my Slaves to Darkness army and jump back into vampires. As the new Soulblight gravelord box, the Barrow Guard, just dropped last weekend with the new battle tome, I thought I'd take a little bit of time out to get those guys painted up. I'm super excited to get them on the tabletop, and I'd just like to share that hobby process with you. Let's get into it after this. Hi everybody, I'm Wayne. What I wanted to talk about today was that new box set. I don't want to do a painting process for this. I've already covered how I was going to paint them a long while back, so please do take the opportunity to jump back and have a look at one of those videos. I'll put a link to it up here, whichever side it's going to appear at, and we'll just have a chat about what I think of this box set and the battle tome in general. It seemed like it took forever for it to come out. I have to admit, that wait from when it was announced at the Las Vegas Open to when I actually got my hands on this box set last weekend seemed like an absolute eternity. But was it worth the wait? Well, I think it was. I've never been a huge fan of skeletons. I've always been more drawn towards the vampire element of this particular army, or just the lore style in general. The lumbering hordes of shambling skeletons has never really done it for me when I could have zombies. However, this is a hobby where the rules do impact what we really want to paint sometimes if you want to at least occasionally win a game, which would be nice for me now and again. So I've gone in on this army a little bit harder than I ever planned on doing so. Reading through the battle tome, I have to admit, it seems kind of cool, and there are a few of the regiments in there that really do appeal to me. I'm particularly looking forward to the new Vampire Lord on the Dragon. Is it Prince Vordbry? And that model looks absolutely stunning. And I will absolutely be leaning to that specific build of Blood Knights and Dragons. That has such appeal to me. I can't wait to find out how much that's going to cost point-wise. But that's not what we want to talk about entirely today. Let's have a look at some of the models that I've painted up already. Now, these are very much tabletop standard again. As I've said in the intro, have a look at my previous Soulblight Gravelords videos and you'll see how I painted these up in particular. I did the paint scheme a while back and I've just tweaked that very slightly for these. What I've done is choose to go with purple rather than reds, just to distinguish them from the Death Rattle skeletons, and I also wanted to make these guys glow in their entirety. Any parts of the bone, I went for that glowing look. Why did I do that? Well, in my head, whites are spectral, they aren't physical. Not in the general sense of it anyway. The weapons and their armour, yes, but the actual spiritual elements of them, the necromantic bones that are animated and are running around, those are glowing in my head. Controlled by necromancers behind the scenes. That's exactly what I was trying to convey when I painted these guys. And I did it pretty fast. I've got them done inside of a week. And as with always, the paint scheme for this was super simple. It only involved a couple of steps and a little bit of OSL. It's tabletop standard stuff, as I say. But I think it goes to convey what I wanted to put across on the tabletop, and I'm certain that these are going to fit with the wider Soulblight armour. I'd be really interested to know what you guys think of this army in general. Has it gone the way that you wanted it to go? Have you read the battle tome yet? And if you had read the battle tome, what did you think of the lore? This is an area where I was a little bit disappointed in this release, to be absolutely honest. I was expecting more. Having just finished the 3rd edition battle tome, which I read predominantly for the lore, as a newcomer to the army, to the faction, and in fact the entire game of Age of Sigmar, to be totally honest, this is the only edition where I've actually really seriously tried to play the game. I was looking for something a little bit more in depth, a little bit more involved, that was going to give me something to almost sink my teeth into. No pun intended, a little bit. With this particular faction. And even though I enjoyed reading the 4th edition battle tome, the new one that's in this box, I didn't find that it had quite the level of depth that I was expecting. I enjoyed the maps, I enjoyed some of the elaboration that I got on the individual characters, but as a faction, what kind of how they were really created, getting into the deepness of the lore wasn't there. All in all then, was this box set worth it? Well, absolutely. It's nice to have the battle tome. I'm enjoying what I got out of it. I would have liked it a little bit more, as I say, elaborated on, but the models is the main event. That's what we're coming for, isn't it, at the end of the day? And I have to say, in terms of ease of putting together and mold line removal, these are literally the best Games Workshop models I've ever done. There were almost zero mold lines to take off of these things. Any mold lines that were there were almost entirely hidden. Absolutely fantastic. Even the instructions were good in this box. So kudos to Games Workshop for doing something pretty well in this respect. I'm genuinely surprised. But yeah, I will be adding the other characters. I'll be definitely adding the Kado regiment to it with Sysandra and Delirious. I will 100% be adding at least Prince Vordrai, if not a second one of those zombie dragons as well. And I will absolutely be adding that Vampire Lord on Nightmare Steed because I cannot wait for that guy. And the Endless Spells and Faction Terrain, obviously. And there'll be videos for that. Fully painting up. Yeah, I'm excited for those. Are you guys excited? Let me know down in the comments. Well, I hope you enjoyed this look at what I'm working on at the moment, how I did it, and just giving you a little bit of insight into my hobby rather than just doing the tutorial stuff all the time. I think this is really good. It's nice to be able to talk about it. I'm super excited about it, and I can't wait to check out some more Soulblight. Also, before I go, if you've made it to this point in the video, thank you. I do appreciate it. But I've started a podcast with a friend, Warhammer and Wings. You can find us on all of the podcasting platforms. We've done a couple of episodes so far, so we are still finding us feet. But if you like this kind of content, two hobbyists talking with not much knowledge about the subject that we absolutely love, then definitely give it a watch. And a listen, because you can find us on YouTube as well. Okay, thank you very much. I really enjoyed doing this video. Thank you for sticking with me. I will be getting back to the army painting of the Slaves to Darkness next week. I will catch you then. See ya.